this week's episode, we're talking burgers and beer. Skate Rat interviews Sarah and Matt from Long Paddle Brewing Company.
I wander down these streets all by myself. Think of my future now, I just don't know. Well, I don't seem to care. But you know inside I'm my own. I wonder if you're sitting all alone, or is your boyfriend there? Because I feel so right, let my imagination go, until you're in my sights. I feel my place and touch your clothes. Concrete, think of my future now, I just don't know. Well, I don't seem to care. I start to know inside I'm my own. I wonder if you're sitting all alone, or is your boyfriend there? Because I feel so right, and my imagination goes until you're in my sight. I feel my body sensation close.
And now, broadcasting from the Vicious Pig Saloon in downtown Mattersville, this is your one-stop shop for everything punk rock, food, and, well, that's pretty much it. Ladies and gentlemen, your hosts for Punk Rock Foodies Radio, Skate Rat Betty, Steve Guerrero, Brian Reinhardt, and here's the asshole in charge, Xander T.
And that was Green Day with Private Ale. You are listening to Punk Rock Foodies Radio on punkrockradio.net, coming at you from the Vicious Pig Saloon in downtown Mattersville. With me, as always, is
Steve Guerrero.
What's up? It's Skate Rat Betty.
And yet again, waiting on Brian. It's a habit.
He takes a sweet time sometimes. Most times.
Well, I gotta tell you, it's nice to have one place where I'm not the last person there. Because normally, I'm the last person everywhere. But, you know,
That's fine. Brian can hold that title now.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Punk Rock Foodies is a Facebook group called Punk Rock Foodies, where we're all into punk rock music. We like cooking food, making food, eating delicious food, and that's where we post our pictures of food for other people who are into punk rock and food to see the food. Food. But we are also into punk rock, and Skate Rat has a song for us to listen to, and then we'll come back and talk about what we're going to talk about. Skate Rat?
well, let's see. Here's Beer by Real Big Fish.
Yeah. Cheers.
She called me late last night, say she loved me so. Didn't matter anymore. I say she never cared and that she never will. Do it all again, I guess I'll have to wait until then. If I get drunk, well, I'll pass out on the floor now, baby. You won't bother me no more. Ain't no drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. like heaven, maybe this is hell. She said she'd do it all again, she promised not to tell. If I get so far, I'll pass out on the floor now, baby. You won't bother me no more. She said, it's okay, boy, 'cause you know we'll be good friends. And I'll say, I think I'll have myself a beer. I think I'll have myself a
Radio, that was the Darlings with Little Teenage Thing. They're good friends of mine. You know, I've known them for a while, and I'm actually working on their latest music video for that song. And we're really excited to put it out. When we put it out, we'll put it on the radio page and hopefully our foodies page too, so you guys can check it out and see what some of the admins are up to on the side. Because I've never been in a punk rock band, but this is the closest I get to it. So, but I have cooked for a lot of punk rock friends, and you know, we all love our beer and we all love a good old burger. You know, burgers are fucking great. They're great this time of year. You could do so many different kinds. You could do vegan, turkey, you know, chorizo if you wanted to. But, you know, I'm a good old-fashioned red meat guy. And I think the preferred burger in this place is a bison burger. And we love our...
man.
Yeah, we love our ground bison. Maybe a little blue cheese on it. Maybe a little bacon. When it comes to burgers like that, I want to be decadent as all hell because I don't have them all the time, you know? So it's it's a nice treat, and it's good to go big and get that big old burger in your hands where shit's falling off the side, juices are dripping down your hands, and that blue cheese is just cut through all the richness of the meat. You got a nice bun. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's I think the red meat is the way to go, obviously. But like I use a lot of venison. And I probably, with the kids, I probably eat burgers maybe like twice a month at least. But sometimes when the kids aren't around, I'm so like done with using the venison, wild game, and I go get that 80-20 ground beef, fat, and just watch the flames fly up on the grill with that grease dripping. Oh my God, it's so damn good.
Those char marks are just nice and black. Oh.
Well, and I don't mind, I'll do a blend, honestly. Like, I'll get some of the 80-20, like I'll get the big package, or I'll get the ground sirloin every once in a while they'll do, if it's on special. And then if you mix that with something else, like you were saying, bison or venison, or I've even done like turkey and stuff. But, man, I put the cheese, everything is in the fucking burger. Like, they're so good. I've noticed that half the time now, unless I'm having like 20 people over and I'm serving like frozen hockey pucks, if we're making our own burgers, we don't even serve them with buns, because usually you get your burger is so big and is so crammed full of stuff. You eat it on a bed of lettuce with a tomato on top, and you don't really need anything else. I couldn't, no offense, fit one in my mouth.
Why is that offensive?
Yeah, I'm totally offended.
Well, I guess my mouth's big enough to stick my foot in there. But.
Foot burgers here at the Vicious Pig.
But they're good, and I tell you, the one thing that I really miss about summertime and burgers is beer, and I will occasionally splurge, especially if I've been doing yard work or I've been at the beach being sociable. I will come home and have a non-alcoholic Beck's. Now I know that it's not the same, and I can't find Flying Dog non-alcoholics and craft beer. I do have some friends who actually homemade ginger beer and root beers and stuff too, but I do miss a good beer with a burger.
I think just doing the non-alcoholic is still. You get that flavor, of the beer. Just it's something about having a burger, and especially on a hot day, having a cold beer. It's just a great combination.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'll drink a nice big IPA, but for the most part, man, I like a black IPA with the red meat burger. It's something about that smokiness that kind of complements the flavor of a nice, freshly charred barbecued burger, and it just really kind of it balances even more so. I like that shit.
Yeah, I recently went camping back in like April, and I brought that the Sriracha, the Rogue Sriracha Stout with me, and I had that when we made burgers. And I don't know, some people were saying, "Oh, that beer sucks," and I had said that I liked it. I don't think I could drink it like just drinking it.
Yeah.
Like all night,
With that burger that I had, it was like a perfect pairing. I put some of that grilled mango salsa that I told you about. I had left over. put that on there, and I think I had like pepper jack cheese on it and some bacon, and it was a venison burger, I believe, and just that was a good combination, especially after all day like hiking and camping. And
I mean, you're attacking your taste buds from like all angles. A little sweet with the salsa, a little heat with the beer. You know, that creaminess with the cheese. Oh, that sounds good, dude.
When I was younger, I dated a guy whose dad, every summer when we would cook out, he would do Heineken over ice with clamato juice in it. You know, and now of course I see Bud Light has Chelada or whatever. They're tall boys. My husband loves those. But
I had one last night at Tecate Diablo. It was awesome.
Yeah. It's really good. I never drank Bud Light, to be honest. I was a bit of a beer snob.
No, Modelo makes a Chelada that's really good.
Oh, do they? Yeah. No, see, I haven't seen that. I can't get Mike to go in a good beer store. To be honest, if he, on the rarity when he asks me to pick him up beer, he's like, Bud Light is fine. And I come back with something like amazing, and he's like, oh, so you got like craft beer. But he tries it because I think honestly what the problem is he doesn't really know what any of those flavors mean. I have waited tables in Tended Bar and drank so much that like I feel confident when I read a label of a beer knowing what that taste is gonna taste like.
Yeah. It starts your brain thinking like, okay, how's that gonna pair with like this and that? And, it's good because the beers are so full flavored these days. It makes for a nice combination to round out your meal.
You guys have had a Hell or High Watermelon on Punk Rock Foodies on the Facebook page lately, and judging by what my husband drinks now, I know that he would like that. I'm trying really hard to find that in our area. I know that you've said California. I think Xander, you've said you found it in your area.
Yeah.
So I do have a couple of old beer stores that are my old haunts. I figured maybe for our anniversary I could take him there.
Yeah.
I think beers like that, like with the fruit in it. In the summertime, those are always coming out because I think people just think, oh, well, it's so much more refreshing. And, like Shinerbach has a grapefruit one that they come out with in the summertime.
Sounds great.
And it's okay. Like, the bar I worked at, Shiner was our beer because we like Texas barbecue. So it was like any Shiner we could get. And that was like our summertime beer. It was like Ruby Red, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And the dude loved it. And he's like, the dude's like, oh, this is so great. And I'm like, I could drink like one or two. But then, I don't know. You could definitely taste the grapefruit.
Yeah,
some beer.
Some beers like the fruit flavoring tastes almost like too like artificial. It doesn't taste natural, and that kind of sucks. Like that Hell or High Watermelon, it just tastes like a little lingering watermelon, punchiness, and it's good, but it's not like the first hit, the first flavor that hits you. It's kind of like the last one that just like leaves a little coating on your tongue as you wash it down.
Not like a Jolly Rancher, then.
No.
Some of those pucker flavors. Woo.
It kind of tastes like whenever you eat the watermelon and you get really close to the white part, the rind.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's got that, like almost like a bitterness, but it's got that watermelon flavor. And I guess probably the bitterness comes from the beer itself.
Well, and I love sweet beers and ciders and shit like that, really, just for in the morning, like Hangover City. If you know that, it's 4th of July weekend and you got 4 days to party hardy, like. Yeah, when you wake up in the morning and everybody's like, oh, it's noon, it's time to start drinking. And you're like, well, I might need an hour or two, but I guess I could power through it if I had a lemonade,
My wife drinks these things called Radlers, and in Europe, in Germany, like in Austria, they're real big. The bikers drink them because they're a mix of like lemonade and beer, and so they make like a light, I think it's like 2.6, but she gets this one, it's a grapefruit Radler, and dude, they're fucking tasty. When they're nice and cold, I mean, it tastes like a Mountain Dew almost, but like a beer Mountain Dew.
What a great idea.
Those are phenomenal.
Hey, Skyrad, I wanted to ask you, what do you do when you make your burgers? Like, how do you season your patties? Like, you said about the frozen hawks, which I hate it whenever people we're grilling out and then that's what they serve, but I get it when you have like a lot of people.
That's like straight up I'm throwing a baby shower for somebody and 20 or 30 people are coming over. Like if 6 of us or less are having, like if I'm having a dinner party, I'm making my burgers. I don't want to invite you over because I'm like, dinner party, what did I take out?
I was actually at a dinner party one time, and the guy was doing burgers, and he went to Costco and got this guy was. I couldn't believe how dumb this fucking guy is. He bought.
Well, and at Costco, you can get like 20 pounds of raw fucking meat. Make your own burgers.
But that's what he did. This is how stupid. Okay, he didn't buy the frozen patties. He bought a huge ass packet of ground meat. But if you've ever seen how the ground meat comes out of a grinder in a butcher shop, it just they were like pushing the tray up against it so it like squashed it out, and they just filled the tray like that with these little like almost like Hershey Kisses kinda, but not to a point. They were flat still. He took those right out of the package, not even mixing them up, so it's like these strands of raw meat, and threw it on the grill. No seasoning, no mixing. And so they were these big fucking almost like 3/4 pound burgers that had nothing. I'm like, oh my god, get a fucking clue, dude. Like, I know you don't cook much, but
how unclear are the directions to make a burger that
mix the meat.
Has to happen today? There's the internet, for Christ's sakes. I don't understand in this day and age how anyone can say, I don't know how to cook. YouTube in like a minute or less will tell you how to cook.
Yeah, no doubt.
So what do you mix in yours, when you're mixing?
You know, I grew up with my dad making homemade burgers, and so I have put just about anything you can put in there. Now, lately, we're on a kick, and Mike makes them, so I want to give him credit. You know, my husband makes them. But what did we do last time? I did a blend that I had bought, I think, for meatloaf. That was like veal, pork, and burger, and so that was pretty good. And then I start with like a theme. Okay, so Mexican, let's say, is going to have, you know, cilantro and a certain cheese in that one as opposed to the other ones. When I do like Mediterranean, I put in feta. Sometimes I put in goat and basil. So I mean, really, like I'll have to put a little bit of a wet in there, like Worcestershire, something along those lines, soy sauce. You need something that's going to be your binder. And then really, like, I'll just chop up the tiniest bit of veggies. Onions are always good.
Ooh, nice.
Sometimes you can do just a tiny little bit of the sweet peppers.
Yeah.
Sweet peppers and everything. So, really, it's almost like when I make my meatloaf. You just, as long as they're good enough to stick together without falling apart, you're solid. Yeah. I usually go heavy on pepper, and that's kind of like whatever burger I do, like a red meat burger, it always starts off with pepper, and then we go in a direction. I don't know, something about black pepper gets a red, you know, good steaky or meaty burger. It's just fucking really good. When I fill them full of stuff, I just do salt and like real pepper. I don't do like my rubs and stuff. Really, the rubs and stuff are when I do like my hockey pucks.
Those people love.
Unless they're like chicken booties and stuff, you know, that's cool. I don't mind doing it. But like, I don't want to do, But I feel like, honestly, I try to put everything in the burger that I could possibly want, except for like the bacon is usually on the outside. And then I do have like a burger bar. I set up, if I have company especially, I set up a big spread. You've got sliced pickles, you know, everything that you want is already portion sized for burgers and ready to slap on and go. So, boom.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds good. There was a burger place that closed about a year ago, and I tried to mimic a burger they made, and it was a green pepper burger, but they used a roasted pasilla on it, and they put bacon, and they had like a chipotle crema on it too, and it was heavenly. So I made that a couple times at home, and I like that burger. I got to try that again. Now that we're talking about burgers, I need to make that soon.
I think that's the beautiful thing about burgers. It's just like, you know, it's almost like when we talk about pizzas. It's kind of like a blank canvas.
Yeah.
You know, it's we all know it's a patty that you can season any kind of way, and a bun. Go for it.
With the cast iron steel, now we've made a couple little sliders, turkey sliders, especially because the kids love them, and you throw those on the Hawaiian rolls, and you kind of, get a little, have some fun with that with like some red onion or pineapple or some Swiss cheese, and that turns out to be a nice little handheld burger right there.
Those Hawaiian sweet rolls are amazing, though. Those little mini ones are my favorite. I have like 2 packs in the freezer.
They make like Hawaiian burger rolls now and hot dog buns. Oh,
yeah. And they make little hoagie rolls and
Oh, I love King's Hawaiian too.
All right, well, let's take a little break here. We'll come back and continue our conversation about beer and burgers. I'm going to play this song, Skate Rat. This is for your boy. This is for Michael. This is The Queers, I Only Drink Bud. On Punk Rock Foodies Radio, punkrockradio.net.
OLDENGLISH 800, now I feel a lot better about myself. OLDENGLISH 800, now I feel a whole lot better about myself. Your charcoal filtered, sun yellow malt liquor, you made my gray skies blue. I drink it daily as my liver's failing, but I don't give a fuck. Old English, I'm in love with you. OLDENGLISH 800, now I feel a whole lot better about myself. OLDENGLISH 800, now I feel a whole lot better about myself. Your charcoal filtered, sun yellow malt liquor, you made my gray sky blue. I drink it daily as my liver's failing, but I don't give a fuck. Old English, I'm in love with you. Old English, I'm in love with you. Old English, I'm in love with you.
All right, that was Old English 800 by Alkaline Trio. You are listening to Punk Rock Foodies Radio on punkrockradio.net. We are talking about burgers and beer, and our boy Brian just showed up finally.
Hi, guys.
What, Brian, what exit do you take whenever you come to
The wrong one.
Do you take Main Street or downtown Mountain?
I take the. It says wrong way, and I think that's. It sounds good to me.
Well, all that matters is you're here, so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll talk after the show to get you a better map.
You must be using the Apple Maps.
I just listen for the sound of laughter, the children's laughter, and I can tell where you guys are. Because wherever we go, wherever the show goes, we're like the Pied Pipers. The children are laughing and following.
Wait. Is this another Bill Cosby joke set up?
Oh God, yeah, that could be. Zip zop with the pudding pops.
Burger, beers, and Quaaludes.
The children are laughing at us, not with
Yeah, that's true. They still think they're young.
Look at that 40-year-old chick riding a skateboard.
She's gonna break a hip.
15-year-old me would call me 40.
Yeah.
So we are talking burgers and beer. I've seen Brian has posted an awful lot of grilling and burgers. It's definitely
It's really all I can do.
you know what?
I'm not a good cook, so I just grill my ass off. Sheena's the cooker.
But do you need anything else, though? I mean, honestly, you can grill probably 70% of what you're doing, not including sides. But sides don't even have to be cooked half the time.
When we run out of propane, I grill it in the oven. It's always a way.
It's raining.
It's speaking of burgers and beer. I saw this thing and it made me think of you, Brian. It was called a beer can burger, and I thought instantly beer can chicken, which I love to do. But so I watched the video, and what they did was they took it was like 3/4 pound of ground meat, made a ball out of it, took a beer can and shoved it into the ball, basically using the can as like a mold. Wrapped bacon around it. That's what made me think of you. Pulled the beer can out so it was a bowl. It was like a burger bowl, and then they stuffed it with like whatever, like chili and like
The bacon was wrapped around like the edge, like around
outside of
Okay.
the burger part.
Okay.
And then they put cheese in it. They put like chunks of cheese in it, and then put it on the grill.
Well, it still had a bottom, right? Like
It still had a bottom.
Not,
they
not hollow.
just made a bowl using the canned beer. So really, it wasn't beer can per se, but that's what they used. And so it was this big, thick ass. It was like 2 strips of bacon wide burger, and they were eating it on buns. Some people were just cutting it. But I was like, what a perfect thing for burger and beer episode. But there was no beer involved.
Have you guys used or have you seen those burger stuffer things, the apparatuses? Have you seen those? Because it sounds like that's just like a poor man's version of that.
I have seen it, but honestly, like, I don't need help stuffing a burger. It's really not that hard to put something inside.
My buddy has one, and my gripe with it is it's not big enough. You don't make burgers. The burgers don't come out very big. Like they'll just, if you're making children's burgers, that's fine. They need to make them bigger. So, but yeah, I can do it with my thumbs. I can do it with my hands. I don't.
Exactly.
And I've seen little machines that will, they're like the little plastic jobbies that are almost like a press of sort that will press you out like little round burgers. Yeah. Fuck, man, it takes me 30 seconds to push it in my hand and I'm like, hey, look, it's a perfect circle.
Some people are OCD though, and it has to be perfectly fucking round.
See, but even I am, and I'm like, damn, I can still do that. But
If I'm mass producing them, I would need that, but it needs to be bigger. It just does.
You know what we did? You're right about the mass producing, because I remember it was like my brother's high school graduation party, and my mom was making burgers and just had, I don't even know how many pounds of ground meat, and just mixing it with like an onion soup mix, and just mixing it all together. We were just weighing out 1/4 pound balls, and then just pressing them in one of those plastic bags.
If you're cranking them out, yeah. Well, and what about going smaller? I heard you say going bigger. What about going smaller? I saw the other day where somebody took their burgers, and they filled them full of junk like I do with, like feta and whatever in there. But instead of stuffing like the inside like you would a normal meatball, they made them small like meatballs, and all the cheese and everything was scattered throughout. They cut them in half, so you had a top and a bottom like a bun, and your lettuce and tomato and shit went inside, and the burger was.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Atkins.
Oh.
What's one of the baddest, bad meaning good burgers that you guys have ever made? Steve, which one whether it was the way you did the meat or the toppings you put on it or the bun, what was your ultimate that you've done?
Well, we talked about in the first segment that roasted Basia burger was on top of the list. After that, I've done some pretty good turkey burgers. My wife loves a good turkey burger, and I do too. And turkey's great because it can take up a lot of flavor. And you throw some diced jalapenos in there. I always go with a spicy version with burgers. I really like big, bold flavors. So, yeah, a little cut up jalapenos, so maybe some like red onion in there, and then just like a really good like creamy Havarti cheese to kind of like give it a little coolness. That's probably my favorite, especially if I can get it on a sourdough toast, like a Texas toast. Yeah, that's pretty bomb.
How do you I've tried doing turkey burgers before, using turkey for like meatballs and stuff, and it seems I feel like because there's not enough fat in it, it tends to like fall apart a little bit.
Yeah, I think I freeze it for just a little bit, and then when I throw it on the grill, I kind of throw it on the indirect side, so it just kind of coagulates a little bit more before I kind of finish it on the direct side, so it gets nice little chars on it. But that's kind of one way to kind of keep it intact.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I read an article too about like frozen steaks are the best way to grill a steak. And I have a frozen steak, and I've just been so like, no, it goes against everything I believe. So I haven't done that yet. Yeah, frozen salt. And my wife keeps bringing it up, like, you should try that sometime. Like, but you might ruin a really good piece of steak.
But, yeah, and I've heard that you're supposed to let it come to room temperature before you start grilling.
That's how I do.
That's what I always did.
Yeah. You guys, we're burying the lead right now. We just found out that Steve knows how to read. let that be the headline.
Sorry, it was a YouTube video. I'm lying.
Well, we do know he knows how to read a map, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I went to the Meriwether School of Literacy.
Skate Rat, what's one of your burgers like one of the best ones you've ever made?
I think, a few years ago I was a little bit more unhealthy, and my Fry Daddy got a lot more work than it does these days. But I remember one year when I had first started doing like the burger buffet style thing, like the bar of topping style idea, where you have the bacon and different cheeses and lettuce, tomato, onions, all that shit already cut up and laid out and ready to go. But we had made relatively plain burgers, but then we piled up time and stuff, and I had fried little hot peppers, jalapenos and poblanos and stuff to go on the top of the burger. And again, I think it was one of those things where I put that on top. It didn't really even need it, but I do like fried stuff. Like in a restaurant, I'm typically the burger with the fried onion straws or some shit on top. That's probably the one I'm going for.
Have you guys ever tried doing like a bacon onion jam kind of thing?
Explain.
Yeah.
I have some of them.
Yeah, it's like just caramelizing onions and cooking it with bacon and cooking it down, so it's almost like a gooey jam.
Mush. Yeah. I saw it. I wasn't sure how hard it was to make, and when I tried that fermenting the other, but that didn't
it wasn't.
I never posted that.
It wasn't ferment for you.
No.
I have it's bacon garlic chili pepper jam that I got at a beer bacon music festival, and I had it with dipping crackers in it, mixed it with a little cream cheese, but I've never actually ordered a burger or anything.
Yeah, I've seen it on restaurant menus before, and I think I've tried it, but I've never tried cooking it at home. And that's especially now that we're talking with Brian here, I know how much he likes duck bacon, and that would be kind of an interesting thing. Like a good onion, maybe like a white onion, not against a red, instead of a red onion, like a sweet onion, and yeah. That might be pretty good.
Hell
I
yeah.
still haven't bought duck bacon. God.
Oh man, it's so good.
Brian, what's one of your best burgers?
The best one ever, easily. What I like to do now is, and this is the first time I did it. We were talking about stuff in the burger before. What I like to do is make two kind of real thin patties, and then what I do is I put a bunch of salami in the middle, like a 1/4 inch of salami in the burger, just like salami, just slice salami, like that ultra greasy sandwich meat. Just put it in there, and then, but it's hard because you've got multiple layers, and you want to. And while I'm talking, anyone who's listening to this, if you're having people over and you're barbecuing burgers, if you're grilling burgers, this is just because I've been into a bunch of barbecues lately where people have done this. If you're making homemade burgers, flatten those bitches out before you cook them. I don't want a baseball. Make them flatter than it looks like they should be, and then grill them. Push them down in the middle. Because if you just make a big thick burger, it's going to come out like a baseball, and that's hard to eat, man. So
My great grandma used to make them like that.
My jaw will thank you. So anyway, okay. So
It's all about bun coverage.
yeah, it really is. It really is. I want it symmetrical and all that. So yeah, I put like a quarter-inch of sliced salami in the burger. Okay, and then I didn't really mess around too much with stuffing it other than that because that's all you need, at least for me. And then on top I put a ton of capicola, like hot capicola, and prosciutto, and then cover it with like 4 different kinds of cheeses with provolone and Munster, and I got pictures of it on Punk Rock Foodie. It was one of the first things I ever posted. Like the burger was like as big as my head. I have a profile picture of it. And what else? And then I grilled up some lobster tail and put a lobster tail right on top.
Nice.
And all this,
That sounds like one of those Bloody Marys. Yeah, it's like
it was one of those things where my
sandwich
buddies
in
and
it.
we got really drunk and we're like, let's just see where the day takes us. And we were at my friend Al's house, and his daughters were just staring at us in horror, like, you guys are going to eat these? And it really did, ended up being so much on the burger. Yeah. It ended up being so much on the burger that kind of defeated the purpose of what I was talking about, like my job, like, because I almost couldn't eat it. You know? Like, you can get midway through and you're like, okay, diabetes.
One of my favorite burgers to get at a restaurant is at Yard House. It's a surf and turf burger like that. It's got lobster tail, asparagus, and a hollandaise sauce on top of the burger. And it is decadent as hell. It's so fucking good. Oh, man. But it's a gut bomb. You know, you're done for the rest of the day.
I heard you guys talking earlier about the frozen puck burgers.
Yeah.
And
Bubba burgers, they're called here. Yeah.
Bubba.
Bubba Burgers. Bubba Burgers. Get those. If it's not Bubba Burgers, don't even waste my time.
Yeah.
Get the Bubba Burger. They're shaped like Texas. They're from Texas, so they're shaped like guns and butt plugs and the Constitution or whatever they do down there. So they are good, and you can throw them on frozen. But if they're not that, if they're those white pucks, screw you. I'm leaving.
I once took my daughter wanted filet mignon for her birthday, and to buy a whole like tenderloin, it was like $2 more than buying the prepackaged fillets already cut, wrapped in bacon, and they come in 2 packs, and I needed 5, so I would have had to buy 6. It was like for $2 more, I get my own fillet and cut it the way I want. The leftover, I debated about it for so long, but I went with it anyway. I ground it up, and I ground bacon up and mixed ground bacon with the ground fillet, and made some burgers with that. And oh my god, so fucking good.
Yeah.
And that's the type of burger, though, that you better not cook it like all the way. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
you don't
Gotta
really
do
eat. Yeah, I've never eaten a burger well done. I do eat my burgers a little more cooked than my
You
steak.
can't do it well done. That's
why
horrible.
would you cook? Yeah. Yep. Well, and I would probably go for like mid-rare on that one. And I'm probably like a medium burger, rare steak, medium burger. But
If you're gonna have a well done burger, you might as well wash it down with O'Doul's. I mean, you're screwing yourself each way. I'll have none of it.
Skate route would definitely watch it out.
no, but O'Doul's is terrible shit. No. St. Pauli girl, non-alcoholic or Bex is pretty.
Did I tell dude? This is way off topic, but whatever. It's a radio show. We can do whatever we want. Have I told you guys a story about when my dad gave us an O'Doul's when we were kids?
No.
We were camping, and like 3 of my friends, we were like 11 years old, and we wanted a beer. We were camping, and my dad gave us an O'Doul's, and we didn't know what it was. We just thought it was a beer. So me and 2 or 3 of my friends were passing it around the campfire, taking sips off it, thinking that we're getting drunk, and we're like, dude, I'm getting so drunk. Can you believe how drunk we are right now? Oh, man, I'm so drunk. Like, falling all over the place. And then the next day we wake up and we're talking about how drunk we were. And my dad's like, you idiots, that was a non-alcoholic beer. He still makes fun of us.
Well, isn't there like 0.04% alcohol?
Yeah,
But yeah, there is.
We were like falling down. It was total placebo. We were just like, God, we're so drunk. Can you believe how drunk? Man, we should go talk to some chicks. You know, it was, yeah.
There's more alcohol in vanilla extract.
There is. I buy. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
I worked at a grocery store, and the bums would come in and steal like almond extract and like anise extract just to drink it to get drunk.
It's hard to find alcohol-free extracts. because I have actually tried to buy them. But I saw on an intervention once where the lady drank her fucking Listerine, and if the tiniest bit of that stuff goes down my throat when I'm brushing my teeth or rinsing, I will throw up. I don't know.
I think I saw that episode.
She chugged like 6 bottles of it. I was like, of the yellow stuff too, no less. Like, that shit is like
original
kerosene.
flavor.
Oh my god.
Shout out to Intervention. That's like the most depraved show ever. I saw that episode. That's an awesome show.
Wasn't it Michael Dukakis' wife?
Yeah, Kitty Dukakis. She was drinking.
Yeah, wasn't she like
nail
drinking
polish.
like rubbing alcohol?
Nail polish and remover or whatever. It's like, yeah.
I remember in high school emptying out nail polish bottles and filling them with vodka, but yeah, I didn't drink the nail polish first.
That's gnarly.
All right. Well, on that note, Skate Rat, you've got a interview coming up here. Who we got coming in? And it's about beer.
Yeah.
Shocking.
On Paddle Brewery, Lake Park, Florida.
So you'll be talking with the brewers.
Yeah, Sarah Dingle is her name, and then his name is Matthew. I have not figured out how to pronounce that yet because I haven't met him in person. So Matthew and Sarah, yeah.
And we'll have that interview coming up. Brian, do you have a song for us?
I do. The old school song, Misfits, Brain Eaters.
Oh, excellent. On Punk Rock Foodies Radio, punkrockradio.net.
Friday night we'll be drinking Manischewitz, going out to terrorize Goyam. Stomping shakers, screwing chicks as long as we're home by Saturday morning. We're the Bruce, sporting and dice, wash the contact shoes. We're the boys, the Orthodox Hasidic OGOs. Orthopedic, Dr. Martin's good for waffle making, kicking through the shin. Reputation, gained through intimidation. Pacifism, no longer tradition. We're the Bruce, sporting and dice, swastika tattoos. We're the Bruce, the Fairfax ghetto boys, skinhead Hebrews. We've got the mic, psycho with sugar nuts. You can't lose the fight. And we are the chosen ones. Hood for driven. We battle them
And that was The Brews by No Effects, coming to you live from Long Paddle Brewing Company.
What's up? This is Skate Rap Eddie, and you're here with Sarah Dingle and Matt Gauthier of Long Paddle Brewing Company. I have Mike Barson here with me, who's stepping in to drink some beer in my stead.
Taking one for the team.
What's up, guys? How is everybody?
How are you?
Awesome. We're brewing some beer today. It's a nice hot summer Sunday day, and we're out here, and they're showing us the process on how to brew some beers, and we're pumping them for questions and stuff. So let's get started. Let's go right into it. Before we get into talking about beers, what do you guys do for a living when you aren't brewing beer?
I'm a sous chef up at the Trump National Golf Club here in Jupiter.
Oh, great. Great.
I've been the banquet chef at Mar-a-Lago for the past 4 years.
Awesome. So chefs as well as beer brewers? Brewers?
Food and beer.
Yeah. Brewers? Is that?
Brewers, yeah.
Well, that's great, and that's great that, you guys are local. I've known you, Sarah, since, Rocky Point, Stewart, we grew up, and that was probably a little longer than I'd care to admit ago.
Agreed.
And, yeah, so it's nice that, to see other Floridians still in Florida, and, so, as far as being chefs, how did you make the leap from chefs to home brew?
Well, Matt wanted to brew beer, so for his birthday about 4 years ago, I bought him everything we needed to make our first kit.
Great.
Oh yeah, it was a big treasure hunt. So I had to search all over the house to find a million different things to make our first batch of beer, and it was like a mad scientist experiment in our kitchen, which quickly expanded to being able to do 15 gallons in our garage.
Yeah, well, and I'm a big fan of the do-it-yourself. So,
absolutely.
Budget Betty and stuff like that, that's great stuff. Like anything where I can do to at least get started, at least you're getting started. So, and, we had talked earlier about Dogfish, I believe?
Yes.
And you had told me that, when they started out, before he became like an official brewing company and went legit and everything, that you guys are bigger now.
Than he was when he started, yeah.
Yeah.
He started out brewing 10-gallon batches in his garage. We can do 15-gallon batches in our garage. But with the laws in Delaware, he can actually sell it out of his garage. We can't when we're just doing it for fun anyway.
Yeah. More of a personal consumption and, yeah. Well, and so how long have you guys been brewing then? How long has it taken you to get to the scale
Just over 4 years now, I think. It was 2011 we started.
Yeah. Well, and that's a good length of time. I'm assuming you've picked up several tips. I see that some of your stuff looks pretty official. It's definitely not as do-it-yourself anymore.
We very quickly expanded. It took us 2 batches on the stove to graduate to a big burner outside. And then we went 3 more months into it and brewed 15 times and ended up getting kegerator and making a kegerator in our garage.
Yeah, I saw
So it expanded very quickly. And then we leveled off. In the last 2 years, we really haven't bought any equipment. And it's been $50 a batch,
roughly,
giving us 5 gallons of beer to drink.
Yeah.
So it's cost effective for us now.
Yeah.
So, where do you take it from here? What's the next evolution of this process?
We try to give as much to as many people as we can. We've been to distributors. Obviously, being here with you and being on Punk Rock Foodies is really going to help us get it out there. We've got almost 300 likes on our Facebook, which is a lot more than we ever thought. We'd love a backer, but we think that a home brew supply store would be the path of least resistance for now.
Yeah, we bring a bunch of people in, brew with them, give them our beer, sell them some other beer, and
ways to
teach them how,
yeah.
and get more people into making their own beer, and really expand the industry that way. I think is a niche here in North Palm and Lake Park that hasn't been filled yet.
I definitely feel like the learning process and the sharing process is something that is just getting bigger and bigger, and I'm so stoked to see it. Even as someone who, sews for a living and loves cooking and stuff like that, when I see people that are more and more interested in getting hands-on, we have backyard chickens, we want bees. The reason we want bees is to have people come and learn about bees and, go to schools and stuff like that. So it's great that you've considered the aspect that not only do you want to do this and maybe make some money off of it and enjoy what you do, but you also want to help other people go out and be able to do it too.
It's a wonderful sense of community. to.
I like neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
It's a
Neighbors
part of a
and
community.
sharing.
I like it when people aren't afraid to teach others what they know.
Yeah.
You know, I may be able to teach you how to weld, but I can't teach you how to weld good.
Yeah.
And you guys can teach people how to brew, but everybody's recipe is going to be different. Like you
Yeah.
said, you could give
No.
me the same ingredients, but it's going to be totally different.
Knowledge is power. And,
Yeah.
and if you teach somebody anything, they're only going to make the rest of the community stronger.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
We love throwing up the garage door and having people come over and just want to try it or hear about it even.
And the social aspect of it, yeah, is obviously undeniable. Yeah, it's fun to sit around in the summer in Florida and drink a few beers. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We got some burgers we're going to enjoy too in a little bit. But let's talk process. So what's your favorite brew to date? Or, you know, even we could go brew day. So what was your favorite as far as the product you came out with?
I think for Matt's birthday one year, I threw him this huge party and I brewed like 3 or 4 batches on my own.
Without my knowledge, she secretly brewed on days where I had to work 16 hours.
Nice.
And I brewed this one that was a Sailor Jerry ale. We took an American ale. It was brewed with fresh pineapple and vanilla beans. And I soaked oak chips with Sailor Jerry and fermented that in the beer. And the flavors were so complex and so amazing. That's probably our favorite.
Yeah, and she bottled it and let it age for a couple of months, so it just really came together. And I gave it away for Christmas presents at the club, and
Yeah.
everybody really loved that beer. And unfortunately, we don't have any more.
Yeah,
But
kind of a out.
otherwise,
Yeah, it
we'd
does
certainly
sound
give
awesome.
that to you to try.
Certainly on the
but-
list to brew again.
Oh, it's definitely on the list to brew again. That's got to be one of our favorite beers to date. I mean, other than the bacon maple stout,
God, that sounds delicious.
It just sounds awesome.
which has got real bacon in it and Vermont grade B maple syrup. I mean, it's not vegan. It's not.
Cheers to not
No.
being a vegan.
Yeah, there's nothing waste friendly
Yeah.
about it. It's a good one, and this batch we have now comes in about 11.5%, but it's so good.
Yeah.
And none of the beers we make are artificial. I mean, you get a lot of these fruity
Colors.
beers and colors and stuff. They put artificial flavoring into it. And we make an apricot beer that blows Magic Hat number 9 out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah won't even
Which
drink
is a
it.
big seller.
She was
Yeah.
her big go-to beer when we ever go to the ale house or something.
Yeah.
Was Magic Hat number 9, and she won't even drink it anymore because she's like,
Yeah.
well, mine's better.
Yeah.
So we'd like to bring that to the community where everybody else has got their own beer at home that, well,
Yeah.
mine's better.
Well, and even I have seen bringing the growler in, you know what I mean, to the brewer. And as far as the recycle sense in me, you know, I really appreciate the fact
Agreed.
that the reusability is pretty great. You know, I am assuming that a lot of the containers you guys have here and stuff are.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we got
Able to- yeah.
5-gallon soda kegs that we bought from Coca-Cola or Pepsi that
Yeah.
would have just gone into a dump. Now we're using it, and we continue to use it over and over
Yeah.
again. I mean,
And all of our bottles, we bought all those bottles full and drained them ourselves.
You poor thing.
It's rough.
it's a terrible
really rough.
experience. It is.
And typically when we give the beer away, all we ask is we just want the bottle back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can sanitize it and use it again. They can go on for, forever.
No, and even we were talking earlier, even the leftovers after your brewing process can be reused. So it's actually a relatively
My
friendly.
farm animals would eat your
Absolutely.
byproducts.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The-
it's actually
our
a relatively
dogs-
friendly process.
Our
yes.
dogs love spent grain dog treats. We just some peanut butter, a couple of eggs, and
Instead of like oatmeal.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Same basic
exactly.
concept.
Yeah. Awesome.
And
yeah. Okay.
we had a patch of
I made dog treats a couple times, and then I got lazy. And that,
Exactly.
Now, yeah.
It's a hard time. It's
But I
hard.
mean, now I can't buy. You can't buy them in the store. Jesus.
right, because who knows? You might be recalled next
They're
week.
too scary. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
But
killing
it's also good
somebody's dog
fertilizer.
every
We've
week.
dumped it on flower beds, and
Yeah. I mean, we got the flowers right there. That
Yeah.
shrub and the beer we just put in the keg. That I'll shake up and we'll pour over the flowers, and that's just nutrients. It's going to
Yeah.
go right into the soil and make those flowers really bloom.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I hadn't even thought about gardening. I had read up about farm animals and stuff
right. And
too.
so the grains, your farm animals will love them.
Well, and I think as far as a favorite brew day, I know you guys had mentioned that there was a day, I think you tapped out, you brewed like 6 beers in one day?
It was like a 14-hour day.
We did a
Oh my
marathon
gosh.
brewing day where we had 2 burners going.
Whoa.
And we were brewing 10-gallon batches and 5-gallon batches, all grain and partial mashes, excuse me, all at the same time. So it was a little crazy trying to get it all organized, but
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
But we were dry. We had just moved and we had no home brew, and it was the first time in 40 years we had nothing. So we had to
Yeah.
amp up our stash a little
Yeah.
bit.
All for the love of beer.
All for the love of beer.
Well, and it's a multi-step process. So at least you said you only had 2 burners, but while you have those 2 going, once they're off, and in the next process, then you start over. It's like row.
Yeah, I mean we have one boiling away and adding hops to it, and the other batch had already been steeping. So once we clear that one and cool it down, we're ready to boil another one and steep yet another one.
That's
So it's like just juggling like a round, like you said.
Yeah, rounds. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. Just like the row your boat, but yeah. So I have. So we talked about too the fact that you had barrel aged a beer too. As a matter of fact, you showed me the barrel that you had over there.
We were able to purchase from a small batch distillery in Texas a 5-gallon barrel, which is a lot easier to store and take care of than a 55-gallon barrel.
Definitely.
So we made an imperial chocolate stout, and with great, proper, rich cocoa. And we aged it in the barrel that they had already used for one of their blue corn whiskeys, and it was amazing because it got their flavor and their barrel and our flavors, and
a beer that just could not be reproduced over and over again. I mean, it just
would
never be able to make it again. But
each flavor, each barrel would differ
slightly.
Yeah, of course, from what was in the barrel and then what result you got too. So
that was really special that they were willing to sell a barrel, and we were able to buy a barrel and keep it and make awesome beer in it.
So I have a question though. If you use the barrel once, can you use the barrel again?
You can't re-sanitize it, so...
Well, I'm curious because I was thinking, you go from whiskey to
That would
beer.
be fine.
So as long as, okay.
But to put beer back into it, you couldn't do it because you couldn't clean it.
Yeah, you couldn't get out of the
wood. So the leftover beer that would be in that wood would grow things that you wouldn't want to produce flavors. I mean, nothing grows in beer that would kill you or hurt you in any way.
No, but it would still affect
it would affect the flavor.
It'll still produce an off flavor.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure because, like I said, I knew that you reused it in the fact that it was a whiskey barrel at first. But no, that's pretty great. What So I mean, I see you guys had a great spread for us today. We had some buffalo chicken dip. I believe it was dairy free too.
100% dairy free.
Yeah, super good. I really enjoyed that. I have some burgers here that Mike and I brought. We're gonna mow down. I made them like little buns, so we're going to try to make like sandwiches out of them where the burgers are the buns. So we'll see.
Fun.
It's kind of an inside-out hamburger.
Yeah, and before we go, what is your favorite pairing so far of either a beer that you have made with, your favorite meal that you like to do together, or even just something that you like to cook because it's a brew day and you like to, have something out there while you're...
Well, the buffalo chicken dip's always we love that with
That's
beer.
A big brew day or boat day snack that we take people out on the boat. We bring a batch of that with us. And of course the Black Chat's cream ale goes well with that, along with the Paddle Session IPA. I mean,
yeah, that one smelled amazing.
Yeah, and you made brats in the IPA.
I did. Yes, that's a good beer pairing. You take a pale ale brat and you cook it in your own pale ale that you make, and then you drink that pale ale along with it, and it's not comparable to anything else.
No? Magic.
Pale aleception.
I do like my exceptions. Well, that sounds good. Well, guys, let's go ahead and grub out, and thanks again for having us.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
All right.
Punk Rock Foodies!
All right, I'd like to thank Steve, Brian, Skate Rat. Special thanks to Mike Barson for taking one for the team. Thanks to our guests, Sarah and Matt of Long Paddle Brewing Company. Go check out their Facebook page. And special thanks to their little puppy dog, Hope, who you probably heard their interview. Also, check out Betty Gear on Facebook and check out Burning Road Studios for all your graphic and video needs. And of course, come check out Punk Rock Foodies. 3,700 members, still growing. Great pictures of food and some really good fun. So, Bone-Ape-Tit, everyone.
Bunch of Betty and stuff like that. That's great stuff.